Good evening and welcome to our live coverage of the 2027 French presidential campaign. Tonight, we bring you a highly anticipated debate between the four leading candidates vying for the country's top job in the wake of former President Emmanuel Macron's 2 terms in office from 2014 to 2022. Allow me to introduce them. First, we have Marc Leclerc from the Social Democratic Party. Leclerc is a former Minister of Economy and Finance who believes in a pragmatic and measured approach to economic policy. He aims to strengthen France's position within the European Union while protecting the interests of workers and national businesses. Next, we have Émilie Rousseau from the Free Citizens Movement. Rousseau is an environmental activist and former member of a consumer rights advocacy group. She advocates for a bottom-up approach to policy making, with citizens actively participating in decisions that affect them. She also wants to accelerate the transition to renewable energy and scientific research. Third, we have Thomas Dubois from the Popular Left Front. Dubois is a union leader and former communist activist who believes that economic and social inequalities are the main issues facing French society. He advocates for a radical approach to reducing inequalities by increasing taxes for the wealthiest and investing heavily in public services and local agriculture. Finally, we have Philippe Dupont from the National Popular Alliance. Dupont is a former military member and member of an extreme right-wing group. He advocates for a nationalist and conservative approach to policy with a focus on strengthening borders, limiting immigration, and protecting traditional family values. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Our first topic of discussion is Europe, a crucial issue for the future of France. We will begin with Marc Leclerc from the Social Democratic Party. Marc, the European Union has been facing many challenges, from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic to the tensions with Russia over Ukraine and the increasing assertiveness of China over Taiwan. What is your vision for Europe in the face of these challenges, and how do you plan to work towards it as president?
Thank you, Honey. As a former Minister of Economy and Finance, I strongly believe in the importance of a strong and united European Union. We cannot address the challenges we face today on our own, and we need to work together to find solutions. My vision for Europe is one where we strengthen our position within the EU while protecting the interests of our workers and national businesses. To achieve this, we need to work towards a more equal and fair Europe, where all member states have a say in the decisions that affect them. We also need to invest in the future of Europe, in areas like research and innovation, renewable energy, and digital transformation. Finally, we must protect ourselves from external threats, such as Russian aggression in Ukraine and Chinese assertiveness in Taiwan. To address Russian aggression and Chinese assertiveness, I believe in working closely with our European partners to strengthen our defense capabilities and reduce our dependence on foreign powers for energy and other critical resources. This means investing in renewable energy and developing new technologies to promote energy independence. We also need to support Ukraine and other countries in their efforts to resist Russian aggression and work with our allies to find diplomatic solutions to the ongoing tensions with China.
Thank you, Marc. Now we turn to Émilie Rousseau from the Free Citizens Movement. Émilie, how do you envision France's relationship with Europe, and what steps would you take to achieve that vision?
Thank you for the question. I believe that France needs to take a new approach to Europe, one that focuses on collaboration and shared values rather than competition and self-interest. As we have seen with recent events such as the invasion of Ukraine by Vladimir Putin and China's aggression towards Taiwan, the world is becoming more dangerous and unpredictable. It is essential that we work closely with our European partners to address these challenges and ensure the safety and security of our citizens. To achieve this, I propose a new model of European governance that gives citizens a more active role in decision-making. We need to listen to the concerns and opinions of everyday people and ensure that their voices are heard in Brussels. In addition, we must prioritize investment in renewable energy and scientific research, which will not only help us address climate change but also create new opportunities for economic growth and innovation. By working together with our European partners in this way, we can build a brighter future for all.
Thank you, Émilie. Our next candidate is Thomas Dubois from the Popular Left Front. Thomas, what is your vision for Europe, and how do you plan to work towards it as president?
Thank you for the question. I believe that Europe is at a crossroads, and the choices we make now will determine the future of our continent for years to come. My vision for Europe is one that is founded on solidarity, social justice, and ecological sustainability. We must recognize that the current economic system is not working for the majority of people, and we need to build a new model that puts the needs of citizens first. To achieve this, I propose a radical approach to reducing inequalities by increasing taxes for the wealthiest and investing heavily in public services and local agriculture. We need to ensure that everyone has access to high-quality healthcare, education, and affordable housing, and that no one is left behind. In addition, we need to prioritize the fight against climate change by transitioning to renewable energy and supporting local, sustainable agriculture. By working towards these goals, we can build a Europe that is fair, just, and sustainable for all.
Thank you, Thomas. Finally, we turn to Philippe Dupont from the National Popular Alliance. Philippe, what is your vision for Europe and how do you plan to work towards it as president?
Thank you for the question. My vision for Europe is one that puts the interests of French citizens first. We need to strengthen our borders, limit immigration, and protect traditional family values. As we have seen with recent events such as the invasion of Ukraine by Vladimir Putin and China's aggression towards Taiwan, the world is becoming more dangerous and unpredictable. We need to take a strong stance on these issues and ensure that France is prepared to defend itself and its people. To achieve this, I propose a series of measures that will put the interests of French citizens first. We need to prioritize national security by investing in our military and law enforcement, and by taking a strong stance against terrorism and other threats to our safety. In addition, we need to support French businesses and workers by promoting economic nationalism and protecting our industries from unfair competition. By taking these steps, we can build a strong and prosperous France that is able to take its rightful place on the world stage.
Thank you for your thoughts on this important issue. I'd like to push the discussion further and ask for more concrete answers. Which specific countries do you think France should work closely with and why?
I believe that France should continue to work closely with Germany, our most important partner within the EU. However, we also need to broaden our horizons and establish stronger ties with countries in Central and Eastern Europe, who share our values and are facing similar challenges with regards to Russian aggression. Additionally, I believe we should prioritize working with countries in Africa, who are often overlooked but are crucial to addressing issues like climate change and migration.
While I agree with Mark that we need to work with countries in Africa, I also believe we need to focus on our relationship with the United States. The US is a key ally for France, and we need to strengthen our partnership to address common challenges like terrorism and cybersecurity. Additionally, we need to work with the UK, which is no longer a member of the EU but remains an important trading partner for France.
I agree with Emily that we need to prioritize our relationship with the US, but we also need to be careful not to align ourselves too closely with them. The US has a history of acting unilaterally and in their own interests, which is not always in line with the interests of the EU or France. Instead, we need to focus on building stronger relationships with countries in Latin America and Asia, which are often overlooked but are important players on the global stage.
I have to disagree with my opponents on this. I believe that France needs to prioritize our relationship with Russia, which is our neighbor and an important player in Europe. We need to work towards a more constructive relationship with Russia and find common ground on issues like energy and security. Additionally,
This is fake news.
we need to be careful not to blindly follow the US or the EU,
You are a fascist.
but instead chart our own course based on the interests of France and its people.
Thank you all for your insights on this crucial topic for the future of France and Europe. It's clear that there are different views and approaches among our candidates, but one thing is certain: the challenges facing the European Union require strong leadership and cooperation. From economic recovery to climate change, from security threats to defending our values and interests, there's a lot at stake. As we move to our next topic, let's keep in mind the importance of finding common ground and working together towards a better future. Our next topic is...
Excuse me, but with all due respect, we cannot just keep talking about working with our European partners. Who are these partners exactly? We need concrete answers and actions, not vague promises. As president, I will prioritize building strong alliances with countries that share our values and interests, such as the United States, Canada, and Japan. And when it comes to dealing with authoritarian regimes like Russia and China, we need to show strength and stand up for our values, not just talk about working with them.
I'm sorry, Emily, but your position is dangerously naive. We cannot simply rely on other countries to protect our interests. We need to put France first and foremost, and that means working with countries that prioritize their own national interests as well. As president, I will prioritize building strong alliances with countries that share our culture and traditions, such as our European neighbors and other countries with historic ties to France. We don't need to bow down to the United States or Japan to protect our interests. We can be proud and independent as a nation while still working with our European partners to address the challenges we face.
Thank you, Philippe, for sharing your thoughts on France's alliances. It's clear that there are different opinions among the candidates. Now, let's move on to our next topic, which is healthcare. The French healthcare system is often praised as one of the best in the world, but there are still issues that need to be addressed. What are your plans for improving healthcare in France and making it more accessible to all citizens? We'll start with Mark.
Honey, I completely agree that healthcare is a critical issue that we need to address as a society. My vision for healthcare in France is one where everyone has access to quality, affordable care, regardless of their income or background. To achieve this, we need to invest in our healthcare system and prioritize preventative care so that people can stay healthy and avoid costly treatments down the road. We also need to address the issue of unequal access to care in different parts of the country and ensure that rural and underserved areas have the same level of access to care as urban areas. Finally, we need to support our healthcare workers who have been working tirelessly throughout the pandemic and make sure that they have the resources they need to provide the best care possible.
I'm sorry, but are you kidding me? Access to healthcare is a fundamental right, and as president, it would be my duty to ensure that every single person in this country has access to the care they need regardless of their income or social status. Your suggestion that we prioritize profits over people is not only morally bankrupt, it's downright dangerous. We need to invest in our healthcare system, not strip it down and sell it off to the highest bidder. That's not the France I believe in, and it's certainly not the France I want to lead.
Our current system leaves millions of people without access to essential care, forcing them to choose between paying for medication and putting food on the table. This is unacceptable. As president, I will prioritize a comprehensive, universal healthcare system that puts people before profit. We need to invest in preventative care, public hospitals and clinics, and guarantee the right to healthcare for all. Healthcare is not a luxury for the rich, it is a fundamental human right. We must work towards a system that ensures everyone has access to the care they need, regardless of their ability to pay. Emily and Mark, you are both right to bring up the issue of healthcare, but your solutions do not go far enough. Under our current capitalist system, healthcare is treated as a commodity to be bought and sold on the market, rather than a basic human right. As a communist candidate, I believe in a healthcare system that is free at the point of service, where everyone has access to quality healthcare regardless of their income or social status. I believe that healthcare is a basic human right, and as president, I would work towards providing free and universal healthcare for all French citizens. This means nationalizing private healthcare institutions and ensuring that all healthcare services are publicly funded. We need to invest more in preventive healthcare measures and provide easy access to medical treatment for all, regardless of their income or social status. Moreover, we need to increase the number of healthcare professionals and improve their working conditions. Nurses, doctors, and other healthcare workers are the backbone of our healthcare system, and we must ensure that they have the resources they need to provide the best possible care for our citizens.
Thank you, Thomas, for sharing your vision of healthcare. But let's not forget that we are in France, a proud and independent nation. We cannot simply copy the failed socialist policies of the past. As a nationalist, I believe in putting France first, and that includes ensuring that our healthcare system is designed to meet the needs of French citizens, not the interests of global corporations. Now, Emily and Mark, I understand your concerns about healthcare access and affordability. But let's be realistic here. Socialized medicine has been tried in other countries and has proven to be a disaster. The solution is not more government control, but rather empowering individuals to make their own healthcare choices. We need to give patients the freedom to choose their doctors, their treatments, and their insurance plans, and let competition drive down costs and improve quality. So let's not fall for the false promises of socialism. We must remain vigilant in protecting our traditional values and defending our nation against the threats of globalism and open borders.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a very interesting and lively debate tonight, covering a range of important topics such as immigration, foreign policy, healthcare, and the future of France in 2027. We've heard some very strong and passionate arguments from all four of our candidates, and I want to thank them for their participation. It's clear that each of our candidates brings a unique perspective and vision for the future of France. From Thomas' bold proposals for a more equal and just society to Philippe's focus on traditional values and national pride, from Marc's emphasis on pragmatic solutions to Emily's dedication to building strong alliances and prioritizing concrete actions, we've seen a wide range of ideas and opinions. I hope that tonight's debate has given you a better sense of each candidate's positions and priorities, and that it has helped you to make a more informed decision when it comes time to cast your vote. Remember, the future of France is in your hands, and it's up to you to decide who you want to lead our country into the future.
My fellow citizens, as a candidate of the Parti Social Democrate, I stand for a conservative approach that values stability, responsibility, and respect for tradition. We need to strike a balance between fiscal discipline and social protection, while preserving the unity of our nation and the sovereignty of our state. Let us work together to build a better future for all.
Dear friends, I am proud to represent the Mouvement des Citoyens Libres, a progressive force that stands for decentralization, citizen participation, ecological transition, and innovation. We believe in empowering individuals and communities to take charge of their lives and their environment. Let us seize this opportunity to shape a more inclusive and sustainable society.
Comrades, as a candidate of the Front de Gauche Populaire, I defend the values of equality, solidarity, and socialism. We need to confront the systemic injustices that plague our society by redistributing wealth, fighting poverty, and promoting public services. Let us unite in the struggle for a fairer and more democratic world.
My fellow patriots, as a candidate of the Alliance Nationale Populaire, I advocate for a strong and assertive nationalism that puts our people first. We need to secure our borders, restrict immigration, and reclaim our sovereignty from the corrupt elites of Brussels. Let us show the world that we will not surrender to globalist threats, and that we will defend our identity and values with all means necessary.
Mr. Leclerc, how do you think you did in tonight's debate?
I think I did well. I made my positions clear, and I think I came across as a strong and reliable candidate.
What do you think your chances are of winning the election?
I think my chances are good. I represent a party with a long tradition of conservatism and fiscal responsibility.
What did you think of the other candidates?
I think they all did a good job, but I don't agree with their policies. I think my party is the best choice for the country.
Thank you, Mr. Leclerc. Ms. Rousseau, how do you think you did in tonight's debate?
I think I did well. I was able to present a positive vision for the country and our party's progressive platform.
What is your level of confidence in your ability to win the upcoming election?
I'm optimistic about our chances. I think people are ready for change, and our party offers a fresh approach to the country's problems.
What are your thoughts on the other candidates?
I think they all had interesting ideas, but I don't think they have the right solutions. Our party's platform offers a real alternative to the status quo.
What about you, Mr. Dupont? How do you feel about your performance in tonight's debate?
I think I did well. I was able to show the people of this country that we need to take a strong stand against immigration and the EU.
What are the chances of your party winning the upcoming election, in your view?
I'm confident that we will win. People are waking up to the fact that the EU and immigration are destroying our culture and our way of life. Our party is the only one that is willing to take a strong stand against these forces.
What is your assessment of the other candidates?
They are all part of the problem. They are too weak, too politically correct, or too focused on the wrong issues. Our party offers a real alternative to the establishment.
Mr. Socialism, how do you think you fared in tonight's debate?
I think I did well. I was able to articulate our party's vision of a fairer and more equal society.
In your opinion, what are the likelihoods of your victory in the election?
I think our chances are good. People are waking up to the fact that the current system is rigged against them, and they are looking for a party that will fight for their interests.
What did you think of the other candidates?
I think they are all part of the problem. They are either too conservative, too moderate, or too focused on niche issues. Our party offers a real solution to the country's problems.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Dubois. Well, that wraps up our debate for tonight. I hope everyone watching at home was able to gain a better understanding of each candidate's vision for the future of our country. Remember, the most important thing is to exercise your right to vote and make your voice heard. And now, for a little levity after all that serious talk, I'd like to recommend a new TV show to watch. It's called Politicians Say the Darndest Things. Just kidding, folks. But seriously, let's all do our part and make sure to vote in the upcoming election. Thank you and good night.